Now these here I found over my mother's, and they're not by the river, and they're peculiar. And like I said, we're in an area where the glaciers did not hit, so some of our stuff is very old around here. And I mean, it is, you know, that's been worked. I mean, what their purposes are, I'm not real for sure. Some of them are questionable if they're even an Indian relic, but they were found in the area, and they're very odd. Got the little fossils in it, just the shapes. As far as it's broke, but as far as the shaping, if that would have been whole, it appeared it would have been a point. Thought maybe this is some kind of weight. It does have a notch here, and then on this side it's got the reverse notch of the same piece. It is a sandstone. And we got some other little points here. It's got a fossil in it, but it does seem to be notched right there, and it does seem to have a little working to it, possibly. You know, another one. Like I said, they're not by a road. They're in an old spring washout off of the Buffalo Trace and the old Indian Road. I think William Henry Harrison went over there and took 4 fence-ins. He followed through this trail to get there. So, took a little V notch down the middle there. It's fossilized. Some of these, I'm not by a gravel road. I mean, the gravel road is probably, the closest gravel road is probably a half mile away. And so, and this is an old spring. By an old spring, it's got a washout. I was down in there, and actually looking for fossils. And these are some rocks that I just screened out, and they had an odd shape, and I thought they were worth noting. It's got a big dip in it on this side. It's got a big dip, and then on this side it's kind of it's real smooth, and it's kind of like a slide or whatever. I don't know how to describe it there. And then kind of like it's got sinew paint on it or something. I'm not sure what that is. It's weird. And then I've got the notched type rocks here that I'm not real sure. It's hard to point and look on the screen here. You know, I mean, there's a few of them, and like I'm saying, these all came out of the same area, and it could be questionable. But like I was saying, this is these are very old rocks. I mean, this thing is to a point. I mean, it's kind of like a limestone, but it's not. It's kind of limestone granite or something. I'm not real for sure. It's a darker gray, like a marbleized limestone, I guess you could describe it that way. I mean, they just look ancient. I mean, I know they, when I look at them, I think of caveman for some reason. I always think of caveman. My buddy says that I found the retarded Indians that didn't know how to make stuff. And this was another one that was found here. It's a very large piece, but it's kind of cool looking. Kind of got the little rainbow going or something there. It's got the big fossil in it. I mean, you can see there's not a lot of flint in this area where I'm at on these, but when it is flint, it's like this kind of flint, and that's actually a nicer flint than normal. Most of the time it's the old chert kind of flint that you can't even mess with. It's so hard and just bust up. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, it looks to be worked a little bit on some of these. It's just going by the shapes and what I see and how I feel, you know. I mean, when something feels right, you just feels like you're in the area, you know you're in the area. This one here is very cool. Look at this flint. This has got to be the oldest flint in the world, I swear. This thing is, you can see that shape on there. Look, I mean, it's got the concave on the bottom. I mean, it's just, you can't tell me that hasn't been worked. It has to be like an old core or something. It could have even been an original, like, he could have had that, and it could have been a big spear point or something for a giant motherfucker. It's just broke. Sorry about my language. I just wanted to show these also. You know, I mean, I've got a lot more stuff. I just haven't dug everything out. Like I said, these are just, you know, kind of questionable. And a lot of them's got that shape. You know, if you look down on them, they've got that diamond pattern, so it makes them, you know, they just don't look natural to me. Anyway, thanks guys for your time.